So we have 3 games in the NHL tonight. Vancouver's in New York against the Islanders. Vancouver's on an 8-game skid. Um, but I think they're due for a win. I mean, you can't lose forever, right? No. I think coming off of the bullshit that happened in Toronto the other night, this is a tough game to call because I could see Vancouver being emotional at the start and gassing themselves by the end of the first period. One of those games where the away team gets up 2-0, and then the home team crawls back in and slowly whittles away, and then third period it's 4-2 Islanders. Pride. When does the Canucks pride kick in? And for the Islanders aren't, playing great hockey either. They're currently sitting below 500, 4-6-2, and they've lost their last 3. Oh, again, this is a stinker. I hate trying to predict these games because you can never predict how it's going to go. Makes it even more difficult, anyways. I'll take the Canucks in overtime 2-1. Buffalo's in Boston. Boston lost their last game. I think the Tuukka Rask mystique is off in that they haven't lost a game. They hadn't lost a game with Tuukka in net until their last game. So I'll take Buffalo. I'll take Buffalo 3-2. Tampa's in Florida. Now I've taken 2 road teams. So I'm going to take a home team here. I'm going to say that Florida wins this and goes back to 500. I'll say 3-0. I'll give the goalie the shutout. Doesn't matter whether it's Reimer or Lou. It's a goalie that I cheer for. So those are the 3 games for Monday, November 7th. Now, apparently Carey Fraser has come out about the Kadri hit, the hit that everybody keeps talking about. And it's polarizing because all Canucks fans will say, no, that was a dirty hit. And it seems like a lot of Leaf fans, I'm not saying all because I don't want people making comments, are saying, oh, it's a clean hit. And that's when usually the vitriol towards the Sedins comes out like it matters. It doesn't matter who got hit. It doesn't. If I'm shooting the puck into the net, my eyes are towards the net. If you can ever show me footage of a guy winding up for a shot into the net where he's looking over at the guy behind him, I'd love to see that because it never happens. So the argument of keep your head up. Keep your head up exists with, okay, I've got the puck behind my own net. I'm coming out. I keep my head up because I don't know if somebody's coming in to hit me. I'm going across my blue line. I got to keep my head up because somebody could be coming across. That's when keep your head up. Standing in front of the net, winding up for a shot, not generally. I don't often see guys. I mean, your head is up because you're looking at the target. You're not looking down at the puck. You're looking at the target. Especially at the NHL level, you don't need to look at the puck. You look at the target and you put the puck where you want it. And Daniel Sedin's been one of the best in the league over the last 10 years for doing that. Another thing I want to look at today. Everybody talks about the Sedin's cap hit. And while, yeah, $14 million, blah, blah, blah. The truth is, Ryan Miller comes off at the end of the year, so that's $6 million. Burrows comes off at the end of the year. That's another $4.5 million. So you got $10.5 million off the cap. Odds are either Demko comes up as the backup or they sign a cheap backup for Markstrom next year. I think it's Markstrom's job to lose. Markstrom signed for next year too. So let's say $2 million for a backup at most. And then to replace Burrows, well, let's see, he's got 0 points. So anybody's better than Burrows right now. They don't have any big restricted free agents coming up. Horvat's, going to be running out his ELC, but he hasn't put up point totals to justify a huge increase. Now, whether or not he's going to get one from Benning, I don't know. I mean, Brandon Sutter got one that is still to this day crazy. $4.3 million 4.375 million for Sutter, to me, is insanity. Absolute insanity. But in terms of salaries, I don't mind the Sedin's cap hit. And I'm sorry that my videos have been Vancouver-centric over the last few days. That's never my intention. But it's just one of those things that I see in a comment, and I'm like, well, nah, I don't mind the 14 million. I mean, and I hear that a lot. A lot of people like, 14 million on the Sedins. Okay, who are you spending it on? It's not your money. It's Aquilini's. So let's say the Canucks come up at the deadline and they say, we found a taker for the Sedins. Florida takes them. Whoever. It doesn't matter. Vegas takes them. Vegas decides we're going to put a team into the league in the last 10 games of the season, and Bettman goes, you can't do that. That's 10 games. And Vegas goes, here's another 500 million, and Bettman goes, fuck, I don't care. Go at her. And they take the Sedin. So that's 14 million off the books. Well, who do you replace them with? Who's this marquee free agent, this big first-line player that's going to replace the Sedins? Who are the 2 first-line players that are going to replace the Sedins? Who do you get? Lucic didn't come here, so it's not Lucic. Okposo wouldn't come here. It's not Okposo. So in the last round of free agency, it's not like there was any big marquee player that the Canucks would have been in on, and don't say Stamkos because he signed with Tampa before free agency. It's not like he was going, oh, I'd love to go to Vancouver, but the Sedins are there eating up too much cap space. No. That's my issue, and I've always said that too when people say, oh, you should just dump the Sedins. All right, who do you dump them to? What do you get back? Show your work. Before they were done their last contract, okay, at the end of the last contract, I was one of the verbal minority that said they should just let them go. That the Sedins were going to command the kind of money that they deserved at the time. But for the long-term benefit of the Canucks, they'd be wise to move away from the Sedins and towards somebody else. Even if that meant just, going through some really rough stretches. When the Canucks re-signed the Sedins, I could have sat and bitched and moaned, and it's too much money, it's too much term. I looked at it and I went, okay. All right. Henrik and Daniel have meant so much to the Canucks franchise and to their identity and Henrik gave $1 million to Children's Hospital in Vancouver. I mean, they've been, and I've never heard a bad word about them if they're approached in public. Like if they're on the seawall down in Stanley Park and somebody spots them, oh my God, it's the Sedin. Whether it's Henrik or Daniel runs up, can I get your autograph? They get an autograph. Not all players are like that. And in terms of hockey players, I like them. And I get that a lot of people don't. And oh, sisters, that's stupidity. They're finesse players, okay? They're finesse players. Nobody gets mad at Matt Duchene or Nathan McKinnon because they don't fight. Nobody ever said, oh, that Paul Kariya doesn't fight, what a wuss. No. And Kariya's game was very similar to a Sedin game. Oh my God, if Paul Kariya had played with the Sedins, you would have had a majorly awesome line. That would have been amazing. That's horrible grammar, Shannon. That's fantastically horrible grammar. But you would have had a really, really fantastic line of them together. Because Kariya's game was very similar to the Sedin's. And Kariya's career was cut short by injury. He definitely would have, I think he would have scored 1,200-1,300 points in his career and he'd already be in the Hall of Fame. But he didn't get there. So, there's that. You can point at almost any player, and it's funny because I've mentioned, players that the Leafs pay money to that don't play, or other teams pay money to, and I get, oh, they'll pay that guy to stay at home. Yeah, we'll pay Horton to stay at home. No big deal, nothing to them. Meanwhile, the Canucks are paying the Sedins, who are actually playing hockey, and I hear, oh, they're eating up so much cap space, that's ridiculous. Well, Vancouver's making a lot of money. The Vancouver Canucks are not hurting. That $14 million doesn't cripple the team, nor does it cripple their cap space. And I just, what do you replace them with? What? What marquee player anywhere in hockey right now is saying, man, I wish I was a Canuck. Oh my God, that 8-game losing streak. Oh, it just makes me so excited thinking about it. No. No. So, I'm going to do the Oilers video in a bit here. I just wanted to again, I'm just speaking about comments that I see on videos that I just go, ugh. And every now and then, and I will say this now, people will come through, if it's a lot of just argumentative BS posts and there's no actual room for debate, I hide users that do that, meaning all of their comments just disappear because there's no point. It's a don't feed the trolls thing, really. Because it's like, I could answer all of a person's criticisms about the Sedins very eloquently and reasonably. And I know their answer is going to be, yeah, well, they still suck. They're like totally gay. And like they suck. And they're stupid. And they're Swedes and they got red hair. And I hate that. And it's like, yeah, okay. So why should I waste my time? Why should other subscribers to the channel that I've had constructive arguments with and discussions with that have gone somewhere where we've agreed, okay, we don't agree on this, but I see your point, you see my point, and we can, even on the Kadri hit, I'm like, okay, you guys think you see a clean hit? I don't. Kerry Fraser came out, said that's not a clean hit on any level, and he was an NHL referee, and he's a respected former referee. Kerry Fraser was not a referee I swore at. That was usually reserved for Bill McCreary, but that's from another time. I referred to him as the Flames' favorite referee. So every time we played Calgary, Bill McCreary was calling it. It's like, oh, I wonder if we'll get a penalty here. Yep. I wonder if they will. Nope. Can almost see the money dangling out of his back pocket. Anyways, but I'm just kidding. I know McCreary wasn't on the take. But it was really frustrating watching him. It was really, really frustrating. I don't know. And this is 25 years ago. This is before Burroughs. I don't know who on the Canucks pissed him off, but it just sure seemed like when he refereed Canucks games, we were going to be in the box. And if there was a call, it was a borderline call. We never got it. So, anyways, I apologize for it being as Canuck-centric as it's been. It's one of those things that I've heard for years and I see, and it's like, okay, wait, I argue with Canucks fans all the time. I was the one back in 2007 that took the arrow. When the Canucks beat Dallas, everybody's all excited. Yeah, we're going to Anaheim. We're going to win. And I'm like, Anaheim's going to kill us. It's funny because here I am with a Canucks jersey, Canucks hat, Canucks everything, Canucks jacket. Everything was Canucks. And I'm like, what do you think? How many games is it going to be for the Canucks to win this series? And I'm like, we're against Anaheim. We're going to die. They have Niedermeyer. They have Pronger. They have Giguère in net. We're going to die. And it was, what? Yeah. Yeah, no, we're not going to make it. I was like, we were lucky to get past Dallas. Luongo dragged us past Dallas after dragging us to the Stanley Cup playoffs. He's not dragging us past Anaheim. He can't. I said Anaheim will win it in 5. And I was told by coworkers, you're not a real Canuck fan. Canuck fans believe in it no matter what. I think we're going to win the Cup. And I'm like, yeah, we got Jan Bulis in our top 6, so no, we're not. That's exactly what I said. I was like, no, Jan Bulis is one of our top goal scorers. We ain't going anywhere. We're shit. We're lucky to be in the second round. Just be happy that we get a win in this round. If we get a win, be happy. I'm giving us one win. And when I was right and Anaheim knocked Vancouver out in 5, people were angry with me as if I made it happen because I didn't believe hard enough. My lack of faith got down to Vancouver, and Jan Bulis heard what I said, and he cried. And the team said, Jan, why are you so sad? You don't believe in me. You don't believe in Jan Bulis. How can you not believe in the Bulis? Who doesn't believe in the Bulis? And the whole team just collapsed right then and there. That was it. Because I didn't believe in the Bulis. So in the comments, tell me why you believe in the Bulis, or you don't believe in If you were a Canuck fan back when Jan Bulis was here, how many pain meds did you need during the season? How many times did you yell at your TV? Did you break a TV when Jan Bulis was a Canuck? Oh, God, it was so painful. It just... And Montreal, you guys want to know part of the reason why I hate you? You gave us Jan Bullis, and that was not right. It's bad enough, bad enough that Montreal sent us our leftovers before, but all the leftovers Montreal sent us before paled in comparison to Jan Bullis. That was absolutely wrong. And then to make up for it, Brandon Prust. Thank you so much, Montreal. Thank you so much. Anyhow, and Toronto gave us their leftovers with Wellwood. What is it with Canadian teams giving us shitty players? Other than Calgary. Nothing but full respect for Calgary because they gave us some damn good players over the years. Anyway, that's it for me for now. I will be back in a little bit here to talk about the Oilers. And my love of the Oilers. No, I like the Oilers now. I do. I don't have a problem with the Oilers now. Last week's game between the Oilers and the Maple Leafs is the first time ever I can honestly say I was kind of rooting for both teams. And I really enjoyed watching both teams. That has never happened in the 35 years I've watched hockey. Never happened. Edmonton's got an exciting future, and I'll get into that. I'll get into that today, and I'll get into that by discussing the past and maybe making some comparisons with now. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I will be back talking to you again soon. Oh, and if you're just browsing through, hit like and subscribe. And if you're an angry Leafs fan, angry with me over the Kadri thing, let's just agree to disagree. Can we just agree to disagree? Just agree to disagree. Just that's it. That's it. And watch other videos and wait, because I don't slam and insult teams all the time. Ryan Kessler though, Ryan Kessler getting one punched, the most beautiful moment in the history of hockey. It's up there. It's up there. There's been some great moments, but Bullis. There's the other one too, where Jarkko Ruutu was almost challenging a guy to a fight and then went off the ice. And then the guy throws his gloves off and falls on his ass while Ruutu's getting on. I can't remember. I know it was against Calgary. That was one of the greatest moments too. And Jonathan Toews taking a clean hit from Willie Mitchell at center ice. That was a clean hit. Brutal clean hit. And if you look that up on YouTube, and it's on YouTube, you'll see what I mean. That is a clean hit. And there was no penalty on the play, because Toews is just burning down the ice, and Mitchell just came across and just caught him. Like, you are not paying attention where you are. Totally different than standing in front of the net and putting in the net. But I digress. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.